repeat it with me. We praise the Lord.
We praise the Lord.
To whom our praise is due.
To whom our praise is due.
Now and forever.
Now and forever.
We turn the...
Justice for Paul!
On the same corner where Paul Kessler counter-protested support for Israel during a Free Palestine rally and died a day later of injuries after being hit by a megaphone and falling to the ground, dozens filled the corners of Westlake Boulevard and Thousand Oaks Boulevard carrying flags, singing songs like the Israel National Anthem.
Paul Kessler was murdered for the simple act of carrying an Israeli flag.
Kessler's friend, Jonathan Oswak, stood by him as Kessler fell to the ground at this intersection. He was in a Ventura County courtroom when the suspect, Loe Al-Naji, was arraigned on charges of involuntary manslaughter and battery and causing serious bodily injury. Some at the rally felt he should have been charged with a hate crime. A 71-year-old. You've had people criticize your Star of David?
Some.
What have they said?
We need to kill you all, you're not belonging here.
A college student.
It's really easy for college students right now to lose hope. There is so much hatred. There is so much anger. There is so much animosity.
Since October 7th, when Hamas attacked Israel, reports of anti-Semitic hate have escalated to about 400%, according to the Anti-Defamation League. And no matter how many people I talked with at this corner, whether about the hostages in Gaza,
Bring them home!
Bring them home!
whether they've experienced an increase in fear because of anti-Semitism,
I am afraid.
or even if they've noticed an uptick, the answers were always the same.
It's hard to ignore it around us.
About anti-Semitism and hatred coming from the extreme right, from white supremacy. They were so obsessed with that they missed the 5,000-pound gorilla in the room. Extremism coming from the extreme left and from Islamic extremists and from their allies throughout the community, where they built this network of relationships to oppose the state of Israel, the only Jewish state. I mean, think about it.
You had mentioned to me that this is not a topic that you address very often in the shul, but now, how come?
Well, many of us saw the rise in Islamic fanaticism as a direct threat to the Jewish people and as a place of profound anti-Semitism. But the Anti-Defamation League and other organizations that are supposed to be about protecting Jews from hatred, they were so obsessed with what they called white supremacy and MAGA Republicans, and granted, there is hatred from the right, but it's a small piece of the picture. The 5,000-pound gorilla in the room is, as we can see from the protests that emerged, much greater than the rally at Charlottesville. That was 100 or hundreds, and this is tens of thousands.
Around the world?
Yes, around the world. So the scope was completely missed by that organization. In fact, the head of the ADL was told by many parents of college students that their kids were having a tough time on campus because of SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine. They were being harassed, as well as speakers were being harassed, but they paid no attention to this. And when he discussed in one of his articles... Greenblatt, when he discussed in one of his articles the source of anti-Semitism, he had to later correct his statement by adding in he feared Islamophobia, being attacked for Islamophobia. And we have to hit this head on. You can't overlook this. It's a tremendous source. The analogy a friend of mine said, it's like being a Jew in Germany in the 30s and saying, oh, well, it's not the Nazis, it's the Communist Party that's causing anti-Semitism, and ignoring the true threat. This is the true threat, and it's a massive in scope, and it has to be confronted on every medium.